Good, Brady. Good, good. Excellent, Harry. Excellent. Yeah. Very nice. Yeah, just okay. So now put the bow down. Do just 6 repetitions, 3 on each side without the bow, and just have that feeling that your diagonal strike is coming the same as a strong jab. Strong jab. It's that front hand that curves more. It pulls that front hand pulls back like this, pulls down like this, right? But the other hand comes in right behind it, straight. So imagine somebody's got their hands up and you pull down one of their hands and you punch over the top. That's how the bow movement is. Pull down and punch over the top. Pull down, punch over the top. So one hand's going straight and the other hand's coming in a circle. Nice. Okay, grab the bow. Do 4 more reps on each side and then we'll switch. Excellent. Good. Good, Brigitte. Good, good. Brian, looking good. Go ahead, Brian. Oh, don't tuck it under your arm. Don't tuck it under your arm. Pull it to the opposite side. Yeah, the opposite side there. Yeah. Yeah, like that. That side. Good, good. Then switch hands. Pull to the other side. Yeah. Good. Good. Okay, everybody relax for a second. Okay. So what we're trying to do is, instead of a half circle, which goes spends so much time going up before it comes down, we're trying to make a really flat tip of the bow, the trajectory, a really shallow arc on the top. So we're making a piece of an ellipse instead of a half of a circle. So it's a big difference between what people think is going on, and when you train and you really refine it, you make it much faster and much closer to being a straight line. Not perfectly straight, but closer. Okay, good. And you can help tie it into your karate mechanics or whatever empty hand martial art you do by thinking about how you would punch, right? Because we're not fishing today. That's a different one. All right, good job. And then also the most very important is, don't just stand there and pressure everything with your arms. The body has so much to do with it. So make sure your body has some extra push and turn and extension. Because if I can watch where my finger can go. Let's say I pick this long bow over here on the wall. You see that? So I turn my chest flat and I put my finger there. But if I bend my knee and turn my shoulder forward, look how much further I can go. So much further than this. So the same with the bow. If I could be here, or maybe I could be all the way over here. And we want to go to the extent that it's safe. If you go too far past your knee, oh my, not only is it weak, but it's dangerous because you can get pulled offline very easily. So stretch to the point where you can reach safely, but not further. All right. If you need to go further, you take a bigger step so that your foundation follows you and supports you underneath of you. Okay. All right, good. So next one is number 3 is Yoko. Midline. The target on this is the elbow or the kidney or the liver or the spleen or the other kidney. So it's all elbow height targets all the way around the body, depending on where the opponent is turned. Okay. So what we're going to do is instead of chambering at the neck or the tip of the shoulder, like we did for the last 2, we're going to chamber on the outside of the bicep, about 2 or 3 inches above the elbow. All right. Try to keep it parallel with the floor as much as you can entirely through the whole technique. You don't want it to go up or down this way. Try to keep it flat with the floor. I can see where my floor is back there, right? So I have a good measurement. Okay. So left foot forward, step forward, strike across. And again, same thing here. I'm punching straight to my opposite side of my body box. Imagine the bow is on this side, and then I got another bow here. That's my body box, right? So I want to go from this side of my body box to this side, but not further, because if I go further, I'm more open to be hit myself. So don't overdo it, because then you're exposed, right? So imagine if there's 2 train tracks that you're standing in between. First, it's parallel with one train track, then the other. Switch hands, lead hand. The rear hand has to come out a little bit and then come back in. Step forward and strike. Good, good. Lead hand while you pull back and out. Switch the rear, step forward and strike. Good. Switch the lead, switch the rear, step forward, strike. Switch lead, rear, step forward and strike. Good, good, Eli and Saffron. That's actually really good. Keep it up. Yep. Go ahead on your own pace. Suzanne, that looks excellent. Brody, that looks really good. Harry, that looks good. Good. You're keeping nice and sticky to the bow. Yeah, don't let go of the bow when you do that hand change. Let me show you guys the hand change a little bit. It's really common that after people do the Yoko, the number 3, this hand is easy to change without letting go, but a lot of people will do this and let go. Instead of that, push the bow away from you a little bit, let your thumb out. Push the bow away from you, let your thumb out, come underneath the bow, and then pull it back to you. And then you never let go of the bow. All right? Oh, thank you. All right, Eli and Saffron. Okay, great. Makes sense. Okay. Strike. Yoko. Switch the lead hand, push the bow away in the back to switch the back hand and then pull it back into you. Good. Step, strike. Switch, step, strike. Switch, step, strike. Okay, excellent. Let's move on to number 4, and then when we get done, we'll roll them all into one combination, okay? All right, so number 4. Important point about number 4 is we're trying to go low. If we go too low by bending over, that's bad structure, and it's easy to take advantage of us. If we go really low because we take a super big stance, we become very immobile and easy to take advantage of. So please consider the idea that you let the upper body handle half of the problem and the lower body handle the other half of the problem. And here's what I mean by that. Instead of bending over this far, only bend over this far. Instead of stepping this long, step this long. But if you do both of those, you can reach lower than the knee without compromising your structure or becoming too immobile. So keep your back straight, tilt your head forward, and take a slightly bigger step than you normally would. And then when you do basically what is a number 2, but make sure you're always lower than the knee, then you've got the technique, okay? All right, let's do it. Chamber at the tip of the shoulder, just like a number 2, okay? Left foot forward, bow chambered on the right shoulder. Good. Step forward a little bit bigger than you normally would. Bend forward just a little bit and then throw a number 2. Switch hands, step back. Stay bent forward and step back into a slightly deeper stance than normal. Then throw your number 2. Where should, I saw a question. Where should, those of you who can continue, please continue. Where should we looking for this exercise? The end of the bow or ahead of us? I would recommend to look at the center of the body mass. Don't get distracted and look too low. If you let your eyes go down too low, then it's easy to miss an attack coming in at your head. So I recommend not looking at the target on this. I would recommend looking forward while you strike low so that you're using kind of your peripheral vision on the low line instead of keep moving your focus down. Okay? Does that help answer the question, Catherine? I hope that helps. All right, good. Let me watch for a minute. Good. All right, Suzanne, you want to just make your stance just a little bit bigger so you can get a little bit lower than your knee with the tip of the bow. Good, good, nice. Yes, that's perfect. Yeah, and of course, look, guys. Later, when you're feeling more comfortable in sliding up and down the bow, this is much easier. You don't ever have to even lean, right? You just stretch the bow. That's a different answer to the same problem, but I wasn't going to start with that. That's not the starting point. All right? But it's a great solution to the problem. We have the bow. We might as well use the length. More bow on the side where the bad guy is almost always the right answer, right? Not behind us. Good, good, good. Harry, that looks really good. Brady, let me see it. Show me. Good, good. That definitely looks like it's knee level or lower, so that's perfect. Good. Zach, that's looking really good. Saffron, Eli, that's Brody, that's looking good. And Rick, it's looking good. Let me see that hand change again, Rick. Rick, try not to go through a double up position. When you change your hand and you're down like this, pull it back to you and change the other one. Yeah. Try to avoid, yeah, always change the lead hand first. Yeah. From the extended position, good. Change the lead hand. No, lead hand first. Lead hand, yeah, lead hand, then rear. We try to almost never go through a double up position. It's difficult to do an intermediary strike when you're in a double up because the wrist mobility isn't very good that way. Yeah, try sometime seeing what your mobility is double down versus double up. And it should make more sense why we usually go through a double down position during a hand change than a double up. All right. Just use that as your experimentation. Try it out. See what you think. Gakya Sensei never explained this to me, and I never thought to ask Stolzmark Sensei directly this question. But my belief is that's wise because the wrist is mobile only in certain directions. Okay. Good. Okay. Kakyuke ski number 5. This one is one of the hardest things we can do because it has a lot of subtlety and different curls and coiling and body movements. So this one's difficult. Here's how I normally teach it. Have the bow pointed with your right thumbs to the top of the bow. So kind of a right-handed grip as if you're going to do a right strike. What I want you to hold the bow flat with your at your hip line so it kind of swings horizontal, right? Lightly step forward with your right foot to a cat stance and let the bow drift all the way to the left side of your body box like this. Now make a half circle. Describe a letter C from the bottom, a capital C from the bottom up, and make sure it's just on the right side. See my right ear over here? Make sure the bow gets right there. Do you see it? That's the important part, right there. Because when you're right there, then the bow can, the attacker's bow can slide there, and you can come in really close and just hit him with the tip of the bow. All right, so you just need that much space. Now, from there, I want you to step out to a horse stance like this. Step out to a horse stance and lift the rear. Good. Then dig your rear heel into the ground and push forward to thrust. Good, good. Again, back to here, bow flat. Step forward into a cat stance lightly. Swing the bow across. Do a big capital C from the bottom up. That's your block. Then step forward into a horse stance. Lift the rear of the bow. Point the front at the bad guy. Dig that rear heel. I'm lifting my rear toes up even just a little bit to emphasize digging that rear heel in the floor, and then push with that rear leg as hard as you can forward. I don't want to put my bow through the TV here. That would be bad. Be an expensive mistake. See how you get good. Do you feel how it's getting your whole body involved in that thrust, not just your arms? Good, good. You should feel all the way from the heel through the back of your leg, through your butt, your torso, your shoulders, everything, all the way up and out. Oh, just push, like you're pushing a car almost. Nice, good. Oh, good, good, Brady. Zach, nice power. Nice, Brody. Suzanne, let's see. Yeah. So relax for a second. So those first 4 techniques all use the body mechanic of a jab. They all come off the lead hip. They all come this way. Lead hip, lead hip, lead hip. The ski from Kakyuke ski is a reverse punch body dynamic. Comes off the rear hip. So it's important to remember that when you practice those and think about how it relates to your karate. The first 4 techniques, Jodan, Naname, Yoko, Geidan, those are all jab engine. It's lead hip engine. And this one is the rear engine. It's a reverse punch engine or a cross, right? Or an uppercut. It's the same power off that rear leg, all right? All right, again, a few more. If you haven't already, switch sides. Do left side now. You guys are lucky. I'm in Florida and it's like sweltering hot already this year.
Whereabouts in Dade?
Today, yeah. Today is so we're Fahrenheit, so it's probably 87 degrees Fahrenheit.
No, where in Florida? Dade or Tampa Bay?
Oh, Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with the Kobudo. I'm just new to Eastern martial arts, Kobudo. But I've done these before.
Great.
I have a blue belt in Shotokan and a brown belt in Chito-Ryu.
Cool, very cool. I love Chito.
I've done this before. It's been like 20 years.
Oh, well, glad to have you. Nice to meet you, Brian. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. So I'm no white belt.
No worries. Hey,
Okay.
I'm still learning. So
Yeah. Okay. This is a broomstick I'm using.
hey, that's perfect. That's what you would need if somebody broke in your house, anyhow, right? You just need something.
I'm just in an apartment. I don't have much room.
Yeah, no worries. I'm very lucky. I have a dojo at the house. So yeah, Suzanne. So do the kakyuke. Yep, you're in like a cat stance, right? So now from here, let your weight shift to the center by stepping into a horse stance when you lift the rear of the bow up. Nice. Now from the horse stance, you shift to a front stance. So think about cat stance, horse stance, front stance. Cat stance, horse stance, front stance. Cat stance, horse stance, front stance. Cat, horse. We need an animal term for a front stance. Then all three of them would be animals. Make cat, horse, and I don't know.
Question.
Sure, go ahead.
On the block, is it the like this, like UGK?
Yes, it's this way.
Yeah.
This way. Yeah. Yeah, it's the equivalent to this karate block.
Yeah.
Or this, it has the same name as this karate block.
Yeah.
Okay, means hook. So hook.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so now hooking isn't only this way, and you don't only have to use it to hook in this direction where you're hooking this way. You can also use this to bounce something off the hook. Think of how a fish hook looks. Usually you think when you're doing this, you're using the fish hook to hook something and pull it to the side. But with a fish hook, you could bounce something off the outside too, couldn't you? So kakyuke is also that where you're bouncing it off to the side and then you bring the bow back to your center line so you're ready for the next thing. So it can be bounce and back too. So kakyuke is also that, bounce and hit. All right, so let's go to the bottom side of the bow or the rear side of the bow. We do kakyuke ski here, right? Do the regular kakyuke ski with your right side. Now what I want you to do is turn to a cat stance the other direction with the back of the bow and pull the bow across this way. So this way. So I'm facing forward from my old thrust. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit in a cat stance and turn this way. No, just let the bottom of the bow do the work. Now we're not even using the top of the bow anymore. The left-hand side of the bow, the back of the bow. My pinky is pointed towards the opponent instead of my thumb. So normally my thumb is on the front. The bottom of the bow I call where the thumbs wouldn't point. Yeah, so look, this way, or this way. We're gonna turn our bodies. Let's do this. You're gonna make a figure 8 with the bow. Figure 8, kakyuke, figure 8 with the back of the bow. Just let it spin like a propeller on your stomach. Figure 8, figure 8, figure 8, figure 8. You're pulling with the thumb side. You're pulling with the pinky side. Pull with the thumb side. Pull with the pinky side. Thumb side, pinky side. Good job. Good. Does that make sense? I know we do a lot of things just one way in the beginning, but I'm giving you some other ideas. You may have seen these already. If you didn't, you will eventually, I'm sure. But there's lots of ways to do things. So I want to give you some extras so you can have some more fun mixing it all together, okay? So if I hook with the back end of the bow like this, right? I'm going to revert. Instead of like this facing the front, I'm like this facing the rear, right? You see how I'm backwards? Now, horse stance. Oh, that was cat stance. Horse stance, front stance. Now, turn your hips back the other direction. Cat stance. Nice. Horse stance, front stance. Good. Turn your hips 180 back the other way. Cat stance, horse stance, front stance. Good. Switch your hips the other way. Cat stance, horse stance, front stance. Turn your hips all the way backwards with the bottom of the bow. Cat stance, horse stance, front stance. And again, on your own if you can, keep going, but I'll watch and see if I can help anybody. That looks really good, Kathy. So yeah, so now think about the bottom of the bow. Yeah, that's really good. Good. Suzanne, let's see. Good. Now back towards the door in the other direction. Good. Horse stance. Yeah, from cat stance to horse stance to front stance. Yeah. Cat stance, horse stance, push with the heel, front stance. Then drop the bow, turn the other direction, use the bottom of the bow. The bottom, watch. If you're thrusting my throat, look where my throat is. If you're thrusting my throat, I pull backwards like this, and then I step in and thrust, right? So pull it back this way, step in and thrust. Your throat's right about there, right? Good. Good, Heather. Yep. You got the idea, Harry? Let me see. Yep. Block your face just a little bit more. Bring the tip up just a little bit. There you go. Now you covered your face. I couldn't see it for a second. Good. Brady, that looks excellent. Yep. Yep. Use it now with the bottom end. Face me. With the bottom end. What? Oh, the other end. Switch it. Switch sides. Turn. Yeah, there you go. Yep, block across. Oh, don't switch your hands. Keep your hands the way they were.
Me?
There you go. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Now pull across. Yeah, good, good. Then aim and thrust. Nice. Zach, that looks really good. Brigitte, looking good. Looking good. Okay. Yep. Okay, pull. Okay, a few more minutes. Let's just do this. Watch me for just a second. Come in tight and watch. So I'm going to go from a left-hand lead. I'm going to do a number 1. Without changing my hands, I'm going to step in and do a number 2 with the bottom end. I'm going to step in and do a number 3 with the top, and step in and do a 4 with the bottom. And then I'm going to step back and do kakyuke ski. Okay, I'm going to do that again. From a left lead, I'm going to step in, change my hands. Number 1, now no more hand changes. 2, 3, 4, 5. And you know what? I'm going to make it so we don't do any hand changes at all. We're going to start with left foot forward, bottom of the bow out. Bottom of the bow out like this. All right, you guys ready? So we're going to step in with our right foot. We're going to do a number 1. Now, no hand changes, do a number 2. Step in, do a number 3, which is flat. And step in and do a 4, which looks kind of like a hanayuki, but it's really a number 3 or number 4, right? Number 4. Now step back. Kakyuke. Ski. And then take a full step back and switch the ends of the bow. Full step back, point the bottom end of the bow. Right, we made a little kata out of bow kihon 1 through 5. Okay, no hand changes on your own. 1, 2, diagonal. 3, horizontal. 4, low diagonal. Come back with kakyuke, ski. Right. And switch and reset. You guys see it?
Yeah.
From a right hand grip, where my right hand's on top, thumbs will be facing up, right? We switch back, left foot forward, bottom end of the bow facing the bad guy. Bottom end, not your thumbs. You'd want your pinkies on that side closest to the bad guy. Yeah, there you go. Good. Step forward, 1. Bottom end does a number 2 diagonal down. Top end does a number 3 yoko. Bottom end does a number 4 down diagonal. Step back, kakuke, ski. Right. Switch, reset. Okay. 1 vertical, 2 diagonal down, 3 horizontal, 4 down diagonal. Good. Step back, kakuke, ski. Right. All right, we've only got a couple minutes left. I want to see if anybody has any questions or anything you want me to show in any other detail.
Sensei, not really a question, but just an
Right.
observation.
Right.
Today's class is the very first time I understood that the normal ski is more closely related to the special Shushi-no-kon ski. They always talk about the way that the Shushi-no-kon has to pull back at throat level and go forward at throat level as though it's going into a 2-inch tube. But I always thought the normal ski started diagonally and just launched from there. What you're showing is that really you're converting it part way. It's like somewhere in between.
I don't want to make a really statement, Rick. I don't. I would just say this is how I understand it.
Sure.
So this is the way I best understood the way Gakuya Sensei was teaching to me, and Kimo Sensei, and Stolzmark Sensei. So these are my understanding. So please just take what I taught you and add it to your toolbox. Please don't think I'm trying to say this is the one right, true way. So just so long as you take that and just take it as more is more to think about and more ways to stretch what you know already, then stretching is good so long as you don't stretch so far that you break it.
I got to go so much.
Hey. Any other questions? Everybody did great. I hope it gave you a little bit of variation on what you already do.
Sensei, when you do cat stance, what is the weighting of on your feet?
Right? My weighting's about 90-10. I would say, I thought it was really unique the way Gakuya Sensei would teach this, because he would say, hey, it's about forward weight, centered weight, rear weight, center weight high, center weight low. And it wasn't so important, the exact proportions, the way he was teaching at the time. So,
but you're weighting to the back.
Weighting, definitely, for cat stance is definitely weighting to the rear.
Okay.
Yeah, about.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, you're on mute.
You guys are on mute.
Thanks.
Oh, we wanted to give those instructors a round of applause.
Yay. I mean, such great detail. You guys don't know how lucky you are. Maybe you do, but we have such great detail. I mean, we jumped into each one of the breakout rooms, and I could leave happy now with. So I learned something in each room. All right. I'm happy.
Yeah, great.
So keep smiling, everybody. We got 2 more sessions to go.
Yes, so we're taking just a small break right now, turning it back over to Sensei Wayne, who's going to be announcing results of the kata competition. So remember, we're only announcing the first place results today, and all of the results will be sent to your chief instructor with all of those medals. So congratulations, everybody.
Hello, everyone. I'll echo Sensei's comments. That was a great session. Again, I always try to, if I come out learning one little thing, that's perfect. And I learned a lot of little things. So that's awesome. Anyway, next round, as Sensei says, we're only announcing the first place winners. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the judging panel for your hard work. My understanding is we had 43 video kata entries. I know that picking a winner out of a field of a few is hard. Picking winners out of such a large field must have been a great deal of work for the judges, and I thank you, judges. So again, it was 43 entries, anyway. So Sensei Effen, you're good to go? I can't see you, so I'm just going to assume that you're good to go. Can I ask everybody before we start, can you please, if you've submitted a video or a video for the kata tournament, please turn on your camera now so that we can spotlight you. This is the bow and sai category. The 7 and 8 year old white belts. Winner is Paxton Gadori from Bushi Martial Arts.
I don't think Paxton is online, unfortunately.
Oh, well, my goodness. People have other things to do on a Saturday afternoon. I don't understand that one bit. All right, moving on. 9-year-olds. White to yellow, also from Bushi Martial Arts, Madison Lafort.
Also not on today.
Madison. Oh, they must be doing something together. I like to think that they're off having some fun, not involving me, which a little bitter, but I'm okay. 10 to 13-year-old white belts, Isabella Shonsby, also from Bushi Martial Arts. Is Isabella on?
No, Sensei.
Oh my goodness. All right. The 10 to 11 green and blue belts, is Painter Rivers from Bushi Martial Arts on? There. All right, excellent. Congratulations. So that's first place, green to blue, bow and sai category. On to our adults now. Adult, white to yellow, representing East Wind Martial Arts, Heather McDonald. All right. Okay. And adult orange to green, representing Bushi Martial Arts, Brody Martz. Good work, Brody. All right, excellent, excellent. Moving on to the Shodan category, representing Denis Paquette Kempo, Denis Paquette. There we go. All right. For Nidan, representing Club de Karate de Trois-Rivières, Sylvain Bonneville. All right, excellent. And the last in this particular category, a pairing for Sandan, representing the Sandan for bow and sai, Katie and Christine Stigter from Rito Osgood Martial Arts. Congratulations. So now, Evan, are you ready to run the video demonstrations?
All set.
Giddy up. Thank you so much, everybody. Keep training hard.
All right, so here we go. First of our this round of videos. And second one coming up. Just a second. Here we go.
Yay!
Oh, fantastic. Congratulations to all of those tournament winners. And excellent video demonstrations again.
All right, we're a little bit ahead of schedule. We're gonna keep going. Next round of seminars. So Sensei Neil is gonna take the people test. Neil, and we're gonna do a little test. Group 2, black belts are gonna be with Sensei Fred Los.
Learning comma.
Use your tonfa backwards. Right, if you don't have tonfa, or if you don't have comma, use your tonfa this way. And then,
Good, and group 3 was Sensei Russ Smith, learning sai. So
side.
have your sai ready, all of you colored belts.
More great details from Sensei Russ.
Yes, excellent. Thank you very much, everybody. Good luck,
We'll open the rooms and
have fun.
we'll see you in about. Have fun, everybody. Just learn one thing.
All right.
Go again.
Again. All right, everybody got their sigh.
Yep.
Let's do this. 1 second. I'm almost ready. Okay. Switch cameras, sorry about that. You'll see me better. All right, everybody ready? Grab your sai. If 2 are too heavy, just grab 1. Grab 2 sai in your right hand or just 1 if they're too heavy. Make some circles. Send them over the side like that. Warm your wrists up real quick. All right, other hand. Circles this way. This way. Brady, you have a question? Go ahead.
I don't have a sigh.
Okay.
Some of the other kids do.
I'm trying to think of anything that would be useful like a side. You have a small stick? Small stick, like a ruler or something? Anything about that length, maybe? All right, everybody that does have sai, put them in your left hand. Use your index finger here to push the bottom against your forearm, and then move your arm around. If you hear any clanking, you want to push harder with your index finger. Okay, you want to have good control. Okay, good, good. On your side, underneath, open, up high, close. As your left foot steps over, press down. Nice. Okay, just use those as best you can, Brady. I know it won't work quite the same, but it's close. Yeah, good job. Okay, first thing first, high block. We're gonna go high block this way. So I want you to step forward. We'll use a horse stance for this. And I want you to have the middle of the tine on your center line and then pull so that your hand is about on your center line. So engage middle and then pull. Next foot, right arm, come in, middle and pull. Yeah, good. I like how you're holding it, Brady. That's perfect. Good. Step back, up and pull off to the side like that. Nice. I like your power, Brady. Good. Pull. Good. Up, make sure. Now also, make sure the sai is not like this because you don't want to catch too much of that on your bone. You want to catch most of it on the side. You might catch a little bit on your bone, but it's a lot better if you catch most of it with the sai. Right, that way and pull. All right, back, pull. I like the pull, Brady. That's excellent. Pull. 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 Pull and pull. Okay, good. So next technique's a little bit harder. There's a lot of different ways I've seen this taught, and I was taught several ways, but this is the way I prefer, okay? If you were taught a different way, usually train that other way, but maybe try this out too, okay? I'm gonna open the sai straight on that side of my body box and pull it back like this. So I'm gonna open the sai and pull it back like this, all right? The important thing is that you don't open the sai and ever point it at your face as you turn it around. It's really common that people come up with ways to do that. You just want to be super careful you don't, all right? If you open it behind your head and come out, that's okay too. But I prefer that you keep the sai in front of you because the bad guy's in that direction. So always best if the sai is facing forward somehow, okay? So from here, I open the sai, pull it back, almost like in a position where I would throw a baseball, right? So from there, then I step in, and this is just like the bow, just like what we did with the bow. Look at that. That technique is that technique. It's the same technique in our system. So this way. Good. Now, close the sai in front of you. Same thing applies here. Real common, people will close the sai by pointing it towards their face. You need to make sure when you close the sai, you close it down or towards your body, but not towards your face, okay? So from that position, close it sideways, press down. And when you press down, you want to make sure it's turned so these two wings are pointed forward, not turned this way. A lot of people haven't used sai against bow before, and you can tell because they'll block this way. You'll get hit in the arm, right? So when we block, we have to block that way so the sai engages. Okay, good. Ready? Next one, left side. Left one swings up and behind into that kind of baseball throwing position. Step in with your foot, turn your body and punch out. Close it to the side. Don't point it at your face. Press it down. Lift the other one up. Step, turn your body and punch it out. Nice. I like your power, Brady. Close it, press it down, open the other one at the same time. Step and strike. Now here's my center line. You see my center line between my two eyes? You want to cut, your hand should be on the opposite of your own center line. You see how this is on the same side of my shoulder? It needs to be on the opposite side, just a little bit. Okay, good. Close it, press, lift, and cut with the other one. Close it sideways, open the other one, press, and go. Nice. Keep going. Let me watch. Let me change my view so I can see more of you. Good. Okay, Brody, that's looking good. Keep your elbow down just a little bit more. Be careful. Yeah, be careful your elbow doesn't step kind of high. You want the elbow down like that. Good. Good. Ryan. Let's see, Suzanne. Yeah, Suzanne, bend your elbow more. When you do this, it's like cut like this and keep the elbow down. Switch feet, Suzanne. There you go. Good. Good. Brigitte, it looks good, except throw it from higher. When you start up, have the side up higher and then cut across. Yeah. 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 You don't want to cut from down to up. You want to cut from up kind of in like this. Good. Kathy, looking good. Looking good. It's looking good. Kathy, I would say just bring it in just a little bit. Bring it in a little bit closer to your body rather than throwing it from here. Throw it in just a little bit tighter from here. Good. Good. Zach, that's looking good. Now, here's what I want you guys to do. Real common, relax for a second. It's really common that the tempo for this is something like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I want you to think about also practicing it this way. The press is a way of coming in. It's a way of when you're fighting a long weapon, the press is control of the bow so that you can come in close. So I want you to change the idea of 1, 2, 1, 2 to 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. So watch, this is what I mean. So I get my first one done, and then I go. So close the side, block low, and come in faster. Close the side, block low, and come in. To think of how you would use it. All right, so also practice that. Throw your first one out. Close, open, step, and cut as fast as you can, safely. Don't drop your side or throw your side or hit your TV. I can't replace anybody's TV, I'm sorry. Okay, so from the out, close, open, press, step, and hit. Close, open the other hand, step, press, and hit. Because really you want to step, press, and hit when you're using this. Good. I see you guys working on the timing a little bit different. That's good. Nice. Heather, also, when you come forward, don't block and then watch me forget about my hand. When you block and you come in, you have to keep the iron circle here, the pressure of this as you enter. This pressure helps you control their body as you come in. Good. I see it, Rick. That's good. Yeah. Nice, Harry. Good. Hey, Brian, if you can tilt your camera down a little bit better, I'll be able to see you better. And I might be able to help a little bit more. Nice. Thank you. That'll help me out. Nice, Kathy. It's looking good, Brody. So Brody, when you're doing your low block, don't just leave your hand down like don't just step in and leave the hand down like this. When you finish and you low block, keep that hand there until you finish your next hit. So that you have the pressure here against the bow as you're coming in and you're holding them so that you have a chance to get your hit. So keep that low block out there a little bit longer, okay? Yep, keep it there. There. Oh, that's so much better. I like that. Nice. Good, good. Good, Rick. I like the timing. Brigitte, it's good. Harry, good, good. You're keeping that focus out there. Focus, that pressure. Good. Yes, Heather, good. And when you get there, and Heather, when you throw that next one, you can pull it back as you throw your hit. In reality, you might leave it there, but for training, we'll hold it there until the hit comes, and then we'll do like 1, 2, same time. Yes, good. Nice, Brian. Good. Now, Brian, after each hit, close it and do a low block, and then step in and do the next one. So I'm going to do the one, and then I close it, I do a low block, and then I do the next one and pull the low block out of the way right at the very end. So relax a second, relax a second. So if I do a hit and then a block, what is the story? I hit him, and then what am I blocking? If I won, I'm not blocking anything, right? So maybe the idea is we're hitting, it didn't finish the fight, he blocked it, he hits us, we block it. Then we're controlling him on the way in, and then we finally get the hit that can't be blocked, right? So it's just another way of thinking about your training. Why might we do this? Why do we do a block after each hit? Probably because we want to link things together. 1, 2 can become 1, 2, 1. So it's not just a 2 combo, it becomes a 3 combo. And then we learn 3 and 4, and then it becomes 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 4. Those are all separate combos you can practice. So you should do a little bit of like little math of your own and say like, I learned letters A through H. Now let me see which words let me do a Wordle game, but using my Kihonwaza. So that's your part of you owning your own training, is take what you've learned, and it's totally okay. Don't think of what you're learning as the limits of what you're allowed to do. Think of this as the launching point for your learning. You learn the basics so you can bring it into your body, and it can become a part of you, and you can make it you and yours over time. But you always start with the core so we can all have friendship and do things together and keep the tradition flowing. But you don't think of the tradition as telling you what you're not allowed to do. It's to tell you how to get started, okay? So that's why I do it this way. That's why I show you these. This is not to say anything that you've been taught is in any way wrong. It's not. I want you to have extra tools in your toolbox so you can do more things, okay? All right, good. So now here's what we're gonna take, just these first 2 techniques. We're gonna blend them together so we have a different combination. So we did high block and we did high strike, right? So now what I want you to do is with your left foot, step in, left high block, open the right hand, keep your left hand there, right hand steps in and strikes. Good. Close the front, low block, step in, high block, step in with your right hand, high block, step in, left, diagonal strike. Close the front hand, left hand high block, right open strike. Close the front hand, right high block, left open hand strike. Close the lead hand, do a high block with it, step in, right strike. Close the long one, block with it, step in and strike with the rear hand. We're just alternating, right? High strike, high block, close it, high block, high strike. Close that one, high block, high strike with the other hand. Nice, Brady. Close it, high block, high strike. Close it, high block, high strike. Close it, high block, and strike. Good. I know this is hard. This is a lot of variations, right? How many ways can we do it? But it's good for your brain and it's good for your training. Good, yeah. And the closer you can get these to happening at the same time, the better. But if you have to do 1, 2, that's fine too. You should start at a 1, 2 tempo. Block and chop. Close it. Block and chop. Close it. Block and chop. Good. close it, block and chop. Good, close it, block and chop. Again, block and chop. Now, Rick, hold there. Your one side, Rick, is off your forearm. So use your finger. There you go. Good. You'd think I couldn't see that, didn't you? We're a long ways away from each other, but I saw that. Good, good. I like it, Brady. Brody, any questions? You're doing good. It looks good, yeah. Block and hit, yeah. Close, block and hit. Boom. Because that's how you would have to use it, because the timing has to be really close. In a real fight, the most important thing is that the timing between your defense and offense is as close as possible. Good, good, good. Okay, relax, everybody, relax. Nice job. Any questions on that one? Any questions on what we've done so far?
Sensei, when we do our strike,
Yes,
and we close it
yes.
from here, I always want to go back and then the block, but when we close it, we stay right there to do the block, right?
Yeah, it's best if we don't go very far. So try to keep it, when you close it, maybe just come to your own center line and then do the next one.
Okay.
And then close it just to your center.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that way it's not coming back too far. So this is a good position.
Yeah. Okay,
Nice.
thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. That looks really good. Any other questions? Good, Harry. Oh, also, when you strike with this, the angle that you're cutting, it's important that these tines be the same way. All three of these should be lined up in the direction of the power that you're sending. So what you don't want is if you're cutting this way, but your forks are this way. And here's why. So Gakya Sensei said, secret technique. He said, because when you cut with this one, when you cut, of course, the follow-up is the really ugly strikes, right? The really dangerous stuff, right? So be really careful with each other. But the idea is you strike and you thrust, and the yoku goes in the eye or the throat. So be really careful. All right. Yep. But that's the idea. But if you're flat, also, if you hit something and it comes down, it might hit your fingers, right? The whole point of having these tines is to be able to defend your hand and counter control and lock things. So cut in that direction, and then the follow-up would be a jab. All right. Any other questions or thoughts?